You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
The decision is always yours, and your whole future may depend on making the right one. So no matter where you meet a stranger, be careful if they are too friendly, if they try to win your confidence too quickly, and if they become overly personal.
Yeah, I'm Wendy O, the Commander of Chaos, and me and you, 68, we want to say that sex is one of the best things we've got going. But remember, boys and girls, that venereal disease can kill you. Yeah, so be careful when you're choosing your partners. And remember, Wendy says, if it's not clean enough to put in your mouth, don't take it home and sleep with it.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
So you've been in the new wave and alternative scene for almost 40 years now, and this is the first time you played Whitby Goth Weekend.
Yes.
So what was it like playing here?
It's perfectly natural. I should have played here a long time ago.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
Not many people stop for a guy these days. Afraid of a stick-up, maybe.
This buggy belongs to a guy named Haskell. That's not you, mister.
Now, wait a
Shut
minute.
up. You're a cheap crook and you killed him.
So what else was there to do but hide the body and get away in the car?
I heard a group called The Jam, who sounded very good, played good rock and roll, but an important statement, a social statement, a political statement, I hear and see some danger if too many people look at the connotation of the swastikas, you know?
No, every year it's the same desperate scrambling around to go to some stupid party, pretend to be happy when really your girlfriend just left you and you have no career.
Are you going to be like this all night?
All the guys, everybody made a great contribution. Not one of us on our own could have ever have created such a mammoth event and great phenomenon as the Sex Pistols were. With other cases and jobs that I've got involved in, I've been probably a lot more mercenary, and those haven't been quite as inspiring because of that. I've always found that the people never quite rose to the occasion as the Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols was a wonderful piece of chemistry that you just couldn't invent. You couldn't manipulate it. What you did do, or what I did do, was make sure that I hid in the toilet when I knew an explosion was going to occur and allowed it to occur rather than pretending to be the responsible manager and trying to douse the flames.
Experience the new alternative on Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
One sound from the kid, Pop, and he's dead.
Yes. We are illustrating this voice current as a pure tone. At the top.
It's very refreshing to meet somebody who has done it all, but who is still, you know, he appears to be somebody who's, you know, doesn't live in an ivory tower and has the feet on the ground. And those are qualities I think, you know, both Mark and myself admire. His reaction was, I think he was touched, you know, that somebody paid tribute. But we were nervous, you know. The old heart was pumping.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
I don't really have messages in the songs, you know, and it's really difficult to know what inspires it as well. You know, I just sit down and I write, and a lot of my songs tend to be about relationships, and I just see it as a you know, a song about relationships, treating relationships on a religious level.
Does this work you do here at the zoo inhibit or infringe on the work you're doing in Split Ends?
No, I thought you'd ask me that question, Jonathan. It's a very good question, actually. No, I find that this particular occupation that I'm doing now helps me a lot, because I'm actually sweeping this stuff here, and on stage I play it. I love both.
Okay, that's it. Stop, time up.
Yes, but I just wanted to ask him some more questions.
No more time with him. No.
Is your wife a goer, hey? Know what I mean? Nudge, 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 nudge. Know what I mean? Say no more. Know what I mean?
I beg your pardon?
Your wife, does she go? Hey? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? No, say no more.
Oh, she sometimes goes, yes.
I bet she does. I bet she does. I bet she does. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? No.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow you.
Oh, follow me. And I like that. That's good. A nod's as good as a wink to a blind bat. Hey.
Have you recorded the new single?
We're just about to this week.
Right. And who's written that one?
Oh, we share all the rights.
Yeah. All right. And tour-wise?
Well, we're just about to start a national tour that will be taking a number of states.
Right.
And that'll take us through till somewhere around September, where we're going to begin work on the album.
Great. And as I say, well, I'm just blown out. I really am. And I think you deserve it. And it was a great film clip as well.
When Seattle invented the future.
What? Seattle? You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
Def Leppard all the way.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge. That's an awesome song.
I'm partial to the Van Halen video because of its like progressive message, which isn't in very many videos.
Nirvana, definitely.
I just wrote most of the lyrics this evening.
In the car on the way up here?
While I was driving with one foot.
Uh-huh.
I want to be as spontaneous as possible.
Experience the new alternative on Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon, and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride.
And tell him I'll call him later. I don't want to be disturbed now. Sorry I'm late, Kent. I was delayed in court. Good to see you. Thanks, Mr. Hudson. How's your father? Dad's all right. He mustn't. No, I'm here.
When Seattle invented the future.
What? Seattle? Experience the new alternative on Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
Hashish does not burn like tobacco. It smolders slowly like 4th of July punk when lighted. Consequently, a very small amount will get a smoker very high and keep him that way for a long time.
There's a little private party going on tonight. Plenty of fun and laughs. Take a break from the books and live a little. I'm Lieutenant Williams, a police officer attached to the Juvenile Division. I'm on my way to Monroe Junior High School to talk to a group of young people. That looks innocent enough, doesn't it? Lots of young people hitchhike. Seems like a good way to get from one place to another. But sometimes there are dangers involved that never meet the eye.
Hi, kids. You've probably all heard stories about boys and girls who got into trouble. How they went off with strangers and their families never saw them again. I'm sure your parents and teachers have told you never to talk to strangers. But sometimes kids forget. And some kids think they know it all, that nothing could ever happen to them. Well, let's see. I'm going to tell you how some other boys and girls got mixed up with strangers, so we can be sure it never happens to us.
But it's actually in Olympia. We're going now to the Holly Motel.
Scene one, Apple, take one.
Olympia, Washington has long been a haven for artists, for musicians, for actors, creative people from all over the country travel to the beauty and the splendor of the state capital of Washington State, Olympia.
I'm Lieutenant Williams, a police officer attached to the Juvenile Division. I'm on my way to Monroe Junior High School to talk to a group of young people. That looks innocent enough, doesn't it? Lots of young people hitchhike. Seems like a good way to get from one place to another. But sometimes there are dangers involved that never meet the eye.
Hey kids, got a special treat for you today. Kurt Cobain's here. You know, Kurt Cobain from Aberdeen.
Hashish does not burn like tobacco. It smolders slowly like 4th of July punk when lighted. Consequently, a very small amount will get a smoker very high and keep him that way for a long time.
There's a little private party going on tonight. Plenty of fun and laughs. Take a break from the books and live a little.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to throw a ride.
This is where we will be living for the next several weeks. The last few days have been living in hotels, hustling to airports, and so it's good to be back here on the bus. My name is Henry Rollins, and I'm embarking on a tour through every state capital in America, all the way up to November's presidential elections. I want to learn a few things, and knowledge without mileage equals bullshit. So come follow me with what Mark Twain called the territory. This is Capitalism 2012.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
If we allow any minority to lose its freedom by persecution or by prejudice, we are threatening our own freedom. And this is not simply an ideal. This is good, hard common sense. You see, here in America is not a question whether we tolerate minorities. America is minorities. And that means you and me.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
Write the President's Council on Physical Fitness, Washington 25, D.C.
No! Do it yourself! He burns me up.
Don't get angry. Bill's having a tough time. He's upset, emotionally upset.
Yes, but he's always that way.
I realize that, but he can't help it. That's what we must try to understand.
How true that is. People who habitually react this way may be emotionally ill. It's not the way they want to be, it's the way they have to be. Because of something inside them. But remember, these people can be helped. Sometimes professional help is needed, but very often it's the sympathetic understanding of the people around them that makes the big difference. That's why it's so important that you try to understand rather than criticize. Show concern rather than irritation when you deal with such people every day.
Mr. Yuck is me. Mr. Yuck is free.
Experience the new alternative on Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
He's got America. But there are guys who stay up nights figuring out how to take that away from him.
I want to give you the truth, folks. The truth about America.
Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here beneath the midway, you will find unbelievable sights and wonders that have been collected here through the world, right underneath this archway. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. See the conjoined twins. Step right up, right here. Only place to see the dog boy, right here, ladies and gentlemen. And the bearded lady awaits, right underneath these arches in the city of Angel for one night only.
I see people with foreign accents making all the money. I see Negroes holding jobs that belong to me and you. Now I ask you, if we allow this thing to go on, what's going to become of us real Americans?
I've heard this kind of talk before, but I never expected to hear it in America.
This fellow seems to know what he's talking about.
Oh, here they come again. And I'm frightened because a child can become trapped in me and suffocate in 10 minutes. Children have such imagination. To them, an abandoned refrigerator can be a jail in the Old West. If I must be stored, make me safe by one of the methods described in this free booklet. Make me safe so children can play safe.
We are illustrating this voice current as a pure tone. At the top.
You're listening to Free Radio Olympia 91.9 FM.
really wanted to make a commercial when I discovered that I was that sick and my time was so limited. I wanted to make that commercial that says simply, now that I'm gone, I tell you, don't smoke. Whatever you do, just don't smoke.
And then Mommy kissed Daddy, and the angel told the stork, and the stork flew down from heaven and left a diamond under a leaf in the cabbage patch, and the diamond turned into a baby.
Our parents are having a baby too. They had sex.
There's a good old-fashioned word for people like this. We call them suckers. And there are other people. People who stay up nights figuring out how to take away what they've got.
One sound from the kid popped, and he's dead.
Lego my new Eggo strawberry flavored waffle.
Lego your what?
Lego my new Eggo strawberry flavored waffle.
Did you say strawberry?
Uh-huh.
No, you didn't say Lego my Eggo regular waffle. Or my Eggo blueberry waffle, did you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, delicious Eggo waffles just like homemade with that great strawberry taste.
Did you say strawberry?
Lego my Eggo.
You tuned into the epicenter of everything hip and cool on Free Radio Olympia, 91.9 FM.
Is your wife a goer, eh? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? That's mad. Know what I mean? Say no more. Know what I mean?
I beg your pardon?
Your wife, does she go? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? That's mad. Say no more.
Oh, she sometimes goes, yes.
I bet she does. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? That's mad.
Sorry, I didn't quite follow you.
Oh, follow me. And I like that. That's good. Not as good as a wink to a blind bat.
We are illustrating this voice current as a pure tone. At the top.
I want to smile and sing and dance and be Pocahontas in Gary's vision.
Oh, darling, do you really mean it?
Experience the new alternative on Free Radio Olympia, 91.9 FM.
Imagine a fucking political hack being in charge of free speech in America. I'll bet Watts was the guy who took names in high school when the teacher was absent.
This is the problem with free speech. Would you cut that thing, please?